Well, in all of this talk about rights, especially the Second Amendment rights, I think it's important for us to remember that throughout history, the greatest criminals, the greatest abusers of human rights, the greatest mass murderers have been government. And it's easy for us to forget that. In fact, a lot of people don't even know it in the first place, given this dumbed-down America in which we live, that our progressives and our public schools have accomplished. But the fact of the matter is this: if the people cannot defend themselves against the government, if they are disarmed, then we will become the victims of tyranny. And people say that can't happen in America. It's already happening, and it's happened in so many other places. But there is a particular matter here I wanted to address. Dave raised the question here a little while ago: what can we do to help secure our rights? And I wanted to get your opinion on something that I recommended here a couple of years ago. I was serving as an advisor to a gubernatorial candidate, a gentleman who was running for governor in the state of California. And on this matter of Second Amendment rights, I recommended that he adopt this policy, and he did. And the recommendation was this: on Inauguration Day, on your first day in office, you issue publicly a blanket pardon for all individuals, organizations, and businesses that did, that are, or that will violate, and then list all of those California state statutes that violate our Second Amendment rights. In that way, these people would all have their rights reestablished. Now, this would not change the law, granted, it would not change the law, but it would change law enforcement. You see, what district attorney is going to prosecute a criminal like me who might have a 16-round magazine for my 9mm instead of the required 10-round magazine? What DA would prosecute us criminals when he knew that the instant the judge said guilty, the governor said pardoned? Now, that was my advice. What do you think of a suggestion like that?
No, I think that is a clever mechanism for the governor to do that. I think that on the whole, right now, you should have sheriffs throughout California who do the same thing, that say, in my jurisdiction, we will not arrest people for these crimes. And that's what your sheriff can do, because your sheriff has taken an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. He is not a hireling of the state. He is not a hireling of your county or your city. And he has the authority to say, this is a violation of the rights of the people of my jurisdiction, and we will not enforce this law as a violation. It won't happen. The problem is that we have way too many sheriffs who are confused about their duty. And they think, well, we're just, it's not my job to determine which laws to enforce or not. I just have to enforce the laws. The problem is that defense didn't work in Nuremberg. But we have sheriffs across America that are running around saying, I'm just here to enforce the law. When in reality, if they were to follow their conscience and follow the liberties of the people, they would be on solid ground throughout history. Can you imagine how different the civil rights movement would have looked if that sheriff, instead of arresting Rosa Parks, dragging her off the bus and arresting her, said, you know what, Miss Parks? This law that says that you have to sit in the back of the bus, that's not a good law. That is a law that violates the liberty of all mankind. And so what I'm going to do, Miss Parks, is I'm going to you sit wherever you want on this bus. I'm going to sit right next to you, and I'm going to escort you home, because I will not enforce a law that violates the liberty of my people. How different would our civil rights movement be with real sheriffs standing for the liberties and the rights of the people as they've promised under oath?